Alright, folks, let's get moving and grooving. Part 2, we got to roll. I don't know that I'm going to open all of these this time, but we'll see. Kids on Site. I don't really know what this is. Picked it up out at the Belton store. I'd seen it cheap online. This one was brand new and still sealed when I bought it, but the wrapping was starting to rip off one of the corners, and so I just unpeeled the wrapping off of it. But it was brand new. Kids on Site. Slam City, Scottie Pippen. Mitch already talked about this. It's a first-person basketball game with Scottie Pippen and some other guys. This actually, Mitch, you sent me, if you remember correctly, or I remember correctly, and I was happy to have it because I'd never seen Slam City around here, and I was going to have to order a copy. I'm still going to have to get a 32X copy, but it's got all 4 discs, and we're good to go. I think I put one of them in a kind of a plastic container, and the other 3 in the black sleeve, so cool. That one's complete and pretty cool. Let's see here. Fahrenheit. This has both versions of 32X and the Sega CD. This is one of those dual case suckers again. And I showed the Fahrenheit not too long ago on 32X. Never really played it other than when I was testing out the 32X. It looks fun. It's just, you know how it is. There's so many games and so little time. And I'm almost more worried about the collecting than I am the playing. I get just as much enjoyment out of the collecting as I do playing some of these. Ooh, Off the Hinges. This is only the second one that's been off the hinges, folks. Third World War. Got this out at one of the stores that I never go to. It's at a place out here called Zona Rosa. It's just really far for me to go. And when I went there, this was the only... I think they had one other Sega CD game that I already had, and then they had this. So I picked this up. Echo the Dolphin. I don't know if... I don't know if there was 2 versions, like another Echo the Dolphin game other than this one, but this was complete. On the hinges. Foam thing. And it's Echo the Dolphin. If you've never played Echo the Dolphin, you probably haven't played a Sega. Because it was on like every platform of Sega ever made. Mitch talked about this one, Mad Dog McCree. This is a live-action shooting game where you need the gun. The gun, I don't know what the orange gun, the American laser game gun goes for the this system, the Sega CD. But I know for the 3DO it's outrageous, so I was just assuming that it's probably expensive for the... why am I struggling? Sega CD. Excuse me. Time to die. Hold that in front of my face so you can't see me turning red. There's quite a few games here that got up. Crime Patrol I still want to get. I do have Who Shot Johnny Rock. There's that second Mad Dog McCree game. I don't know if they released that or this one called Space Pirates. I know they didn't release Space Pirates on Sega CD. Well, I don't think they did. I'm almost positive they didn't. But you know what I don't understand is I forgot this. I'm going to point it up there and just show you. I got Lethal Enforcers up there in the original box next to the Sega, and it comes with the gun and the game and everything in that big box. That one, I've seen a couple other copies of it here and there in the big box, but that was the one that I ended up picking up. I think it was one of the first ones I saw, and it was like 20. But there's 2 revolvers. Well, there's not 2 in that box, but there's the light blue one, and then there's the pink one. The pink one's the Player 2 one. That one's almost impossible to find. And the blue ones, I have 2 of them, but you can't use 2 blue ones to play co-op. And what was the final thing I was going to say? I don't know why, but those guns don't work with the other gun games. At least as far as I was ever able to get them to play. That gun would only work with the Lethal Enforcers. It wouldn't work with any of the other gun games. So it's kind of a bummer. Chuck Rock 2. This one is in case, and it is in good shape. Complete. It's a little faded. It looks like it got a little sun faded before I got to it, but it is complete. Excuse me. Mickey Mania. You know, this one was on quite a few platforms as well. I know they had it for Super Nintendo and the Genesis. Mickey Mania. I think I got this one at the thrift store with the Sonic CD. We actually have the Mickey Mania poster in here as well as the game. I think we've shown the Mickey Mania poster before. It's just the front of the instruction book. That's one thing. I was especially happy to find one, a Mickey Mania, and it had that poster in there. I was like shitting myself with glee. Okay, Mitch, here we go. Dragon Slayer. This is the first game I ever bought, and I bought it with my system. I did not buy the Genesis and the Sega CD at the same time. I probably had the Genesis a good 6 or 8 months before I got the Sega CD. It's complete. I have beaten the Sega CD version. Not as good as Mitch, going through straight through without losing a man, but I have beaten Dragon Slayer on the Sega CD. I have not attempted to beat it on the 3DO. NBA Jam. It's NBA Jam, folks. It's basically arcade NBA Jam. Aw, third one off the hinges. But it does have the foam thing. It's NBA Jam, and it's pretty cool. And, hey, it's basketball. I'm not a huge sports guy, but that's a little bit different. NBA Jam's a little bit different. Mitch talked about this one too, Bouncers. I tried playing this once, and I got kind of confused. I didn't really like it, so I don't know. It's some kind of basketball type off the hinges, so that's 4. But it does have the foam thing. I wasn't real impressed with this Bouncers game, but, you know, it was cheap. I think I paid little or nothing for it, so $4. So, I mean, it didn't bother me. This one I bought back in the day. Mitch said he thought it was a little bit slow. Brutal, Paws of Fury. He had a loose discer. This one I bought when I was a kid. I rented this, and this was one of the reasons why I wanted to get a Sega CD. This game, the characters do move a little bit slow. And when you're starting off, they don't have any like special moves. You have to kind of learn the special moves. Like you'll play a couple guys, and then you'll go into a training mode, and you'll learn a special move. And I think you get 3 tries to learn it. And if you learn it, then you can use it. And then you're given a password that allows you to put, when you put in the password, your character knows those moves. I think I actually wrote some moves in the actual instruction booklet. I usually don't write in the instruction booklets. I mean, even when I was a kid, I didn't do that. But I think I may have on this one, because they gave you a space. Yeah, I wrote some of them there, some of the moves for some of the characters. Foxy Roxy was probably the one I played the most. I like this game. I beat it quite a few times. I really like the music on Brutal. I think the music on this game is kick-ass. It's one of the best musical kind of fighting little soundtracks I thought on the Sega CD. So for the music alone, I was willing to buy that. Sunday Night NFL with Chris Berman on the cover. I think his name's Chris Berman. Hey, it's football. We got the foamer. Here's another one. Hey, it's football. Bill Walsh, college football. Foam thing, complete. Never played it. Oh my God, this is taking forever. I hope you enjoy this, Mitch, because Jesus Christ. Starblade. Complete. It's a shooter. I don't think I've played it. First person cockpit view. Don't really know. Don't really know. I think they made this for 3DO as well. Don't think I played it. Some of these I'm like, forgot I even had. Excuse me, need water. Another drink. Here we go. This one I found on one of the vintage stocks, and I was kind of surprised. This is something I would never think to buy, and I've never actually seen it anywhere. So I was kind of cool to find it. It's called the NFL Football Trivia Challenge for the Sega CD. I guess it's just NFL football trivia. It's complete. But I think it was a couple of bucks. I was happy to get it because it's so quirky and something that I know nothing about. And it was just one of those things that was a total fluke that I happened to pick it up. Let's see, next here. Lodestar, The Legend of Tully Bodine. He talked about this as well. I think it's some kind of racing game. We're complete on the hinges here. Doesn't look too bad. I might have to give it a go sometime. Ground Zero, Texas. This is another FMV kind of drag and shoot, kind of like Corpse Killer or something. This one I have the 2-disc in the original, big plastic waste case. I think you're fighting aliens or something like Body Snatcher, kind of alien style. Directed by Dwight H. Little, known for his hit movies Marked for Death, Halloween 4, and Rapid Fire. Hey. I love the FMV, so that was pretty cool. Rebel Assault for the Star Wars. I bought this when I was like 20 because I love Star Wars. This game, by today's standards, as far as Star Wars games go, is really jerky. I mean, the control is really kind of difficult. It's no like Rogue Squadron or something that's kind of held up. This one's really tricky to play. And I don't know. It's nostalgia, though, and it's Star Wars, but it really has not stood the test of time, in my opinion. Dungeon Master 2, Skull Keep. This looks like another one of those RPG clickers, kind of like the Hemdale that we talked about. Complete. I've never played it, or if I did, I don't think I did. I mean, all of these I've stuck in to make sure they work, but I've never actually played some of them. And you're like, how can you have so many damn games that you never played? Well, how would I be able to do all these collection videos if I was playing games all the time? Keep going. Second copy of Earthworm Jim. This is my second one, like I said. Foam thing, complete. Yeah, I have 2 of these. I was going to show you, so I'm not a liar, but I don't know where I laid it, so. It don't matter, you believe me, I got 2 of them. Next game, Mega Race. This game sucks. I bought this game. If you go back into my gameplays, into my playlists and my gameplays, there's a couple. There's like one called like Game Night Again and something else. I did some gameplay on Microcosm and Mega Race and something else, maybe Brutal. And this game is just god awful. It was just talking and talking and talking, and it took forever to load anything. And then when I finally did start playing, my car ran out of ammo in like no time. I couldn't figure out how to accelerate. I mean, this is like one of the biggest turds I've ever played. And they have this with 3DO too, and I'm thinking about buying it for 3DO. Unless you want to be frustrated or just want to see if I'm telling the truth. Mega Race, man, that's Silpede, complete. That's a space shooter on the hinges. I think I had 2 copies of this at one point, and I traded one for something else. Excuse me. Revenge of the Ninja. This one's one of these animation style. I think point and click kind of things. This one I'm still on the lookout for a new copy or another copy because this one looks like a prior rental. It's missing the rest of the instruction booklet besides the cover, and it looks like the initials PPG are written on the game in pen, which I could, or marker. I could probably get that off of there. But since it doesn't have the instruction booklet, that's funny because it says it's got a red sticker on it that says instructions included. I will definitely want to get another copy of this. So, Revenge of the Ninja and Battle Core, we need extra copies of. Okay, alright, on to the next stack. Double Switch, the Corey Haim Classic. Yeah, it is. It's like a Night Trap ripoff, House of Booby Traps type of thing. I suck at this game, but it is kind of fun. And hey, Corey Haim, rest in peace, buddy. Got the Double Switch. Lakes, shitty golf game. I think Wasprey said it all. It's complete, no foamer. Lethal Enforcers 2. The case has some stickerage on it, but it's complete, and it's got the foam thing. Gun Shooter. This is another one of those shooter games. American Laser games? No. Compatible with the Justifier. I don't know what the Justifier is. Maybe that was a third version of the gun. This is Jeopardy! Hey, Jeopardy, folks. Look at that young Alex Trebek with that styling mustache. You gotta love that. Complete foam thing on the hinges. Even though one of the hinges is slightly cracked, we'll just baby it. And, hey, it's Jeopardy. Those games don't hold up because, I mean, once you know the answers to the thing, you can blow people out of the water over and over again. So it's just one of those things. Here's my first and I think my only double deal. We got Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Bram Stoker's Dracula. I know I already showed the Dracula, but it's got both games in the dual case, and it actually has both instruction booklets for both games in here. So that's pretty cool. You don't usually, it's hard to find sometimes stuff like that that's complete. So we're getting close to being done. I'm really trying to push this. Okay. Jurassic Park. I love the Jurassic Park movie so much. When this came out, I know a lot of people didn't like it because it felt like a point and click kind of, yeah, you know. But I really like this game. I don't know. I've heard a lot of negative things about this, like I just didn't understand it or I didn't know what I had to do. You can download a walkthrough and it'll tell you what to do. I have came so close to beating this. I've made it all the way to the end. Somehow you have to steal the helicopter from the bad guys that are coming to the island. You have to collect, I think, a T-Rex egg or something, or some other stuff, and make it off the island. So you have to sneak their helicopter and get off the island. I always die in the shootout at the end before you steal their helicopter. This is one of the ones I got when I was a kid, and I've always enjoyed it. I always liked it. I know a lot of people don't because it's not like the Genesis side-scroller, shoot 'em up thing, but I really like it. So, and that's even different than the 3DO, the Jurassic Park Interactive, which is like a shitty bunch of little mini games and stuff. So, Prize Fighter. This is the real version in box. No, here we go. Got a little wonky. Doesn't look like an original foamer. I don't know what that is. It looks just like some piece of foam that somebody cut. But hey, it's foam, so. You got the discs, both discs, and the instruction book. It's complete. This is an FMV first-person boxing game, kind of like the Supreme Warrior or Scottie Pippen Slam City. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but when you see the arrows or whatever on the side, you know to block and then punch, and it's pretty cool. Um, hey, a twofer. I've got a second copy of Ground Zero Texas, and it is also in the original. I don't know. So that makes Earthworm Jim and Ground Zero Texas. I have two. I think I might have bought this one. No foam thing in this one. I think I might have bought this one to do the Night Trap game. Like I said, in the original case with the too big. I might have bought this one extra just for the case. Oh, here we go. Eternal Champions. I wanted... Eternal Champions is harder than shit. It's one of those games that I wanted it to be good, and I loved all the fighting games that were coming out in the early 90s, like 93, 94. All the home consoles were finally getting the Street Fighters and the Mortal Kombats and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Tournament Fighters and all those games. And they came out with Eternal Champions. I know there's stage fatalities for each stage. There's also some... I think people do have individual kind of fatality things, but I know there's stage fatalities. I bought this version recently because they said that there was some expanded, some of the levels were expanded. I think there's maybe an extra character or two on here. I don't remember exactly, but no foam thing, but it's Eternal Champions. I originally bought the Sega Genesis one, and when I found out that they had Eternal Champions on Sega CD, I was happy to buy it. It does kind of suck a little bit because the loading and stuff is a little more than the cart, and I think the music and stuff is about the same quality, so I don't know if it's really worth buying it, so to speak. But okay, we're getting close. We're going to have to cut it close. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. Complete on the hinges. It looks like pretty... Actually, it looks pretty good, but I don't know that I've ever really given it a shot. I think it was one that I've ordered recently. This one I had when I was a kid, and I love this game. This is the one I was talking about, Eye of the Beholder. This is an RPG game where you were doing some dungeon crawls, and you got to roll your 4 characters and everything. It's pretty damn cool. It's not on the hinge, but it is complete with a foam thing. They're advertising the Sega CD backup cards on the back of that because I think this is one of those games that put me over the top where you need the backup card. So, went ahead and picked that up when I was a kid. Cause I think I have it for the PC too, but it was just one of those games. A 99 center, folks. Cliffhanger, 99 cents. Some side-scrolling stuff, and some really bad movie footage. Cliffhanger is complete minus the foam thing. Gotta love Stallone. This case is pretty torn to shit. I need to get a new one. Wheel of Fortune. I just recently bought a different version for the PS2, but it's complete. Foam thing. It is sort of. This case is pretty screwed. We'll just say it's not on the hinges because even the part where the hinge connects to on the back part of the plastic is screwed. So, NHL 94. Hey, it's a hockey game. Complete. I think this is one of the ones that I bought. This case is kind of in bad shape. Joe Montana football. I love this because he was in the KC Chiefs jersey and helmet. I think he does some color commentary on this game. It's a football game. I don't really know that I've ever played it, but I always liked it because he had the Kansas City Chiefs jersey on instead of the 49ers. Even though he's known as a 49er, I think he went to the Hall of Fame as a 49er. It just was kind of cool to have him on there. It's KC Chief. Tomcat Alley, $4. The sticker's still on the back. This is one that Wasp Race City really enjoyed as a kid. Foam thing. It's complete. It's a full motion video kind of Top Gun style game. Here's another one he said he had, like Pitfall. It is kind of like the other versions of Pitfall on the Genesis and stuff, but it's complete, minus the foam thing, and it's on the hinges. So we're doing pretty good here. I don't know how many games I've had, but I've only had about 5 of them where the cases were really screwed or off the hinges. Let's see. Okay, I'll do it like this. I got 5 left. Microcosm. I did play this in one of my gameplays as well in my video. Off the hinges. Bum, 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 bum. That's my bad Price is Right fail. Complete. Got the foam thing. The thing I didn't like about this is the camera is like locked behind the ship and the background moves. So it doesn't feel like you're controlling the ship where it's going. You're just waiting for the background to turn here and there and everything. Takes a little bit of getting used to, and it's kind of dumb. I mean, look at the cover. I thought that the guy was like doing space exploration or something like I don't know, like Alien or something, when they go to the big ship on Alien and stuff. And it's like that movie Inner Space or something, where he gets shrunk down and put inside some guy's body to stop some heart attack or something. Wing Commander is complete minus the foam thing. It's Wing Commander. You know, they had Wing Commander, Super Wing Commander 3 with Mark Hamill. Pugsy. Don't really know what Pugsy is. I think I bought this because it was one of those ones that I found a cheap copy, and cheap copies usually are not on the hinges. But it is complete. All these discs are in decent shape. All these discs are in playable shape. I mean, I know I didn't show the backs of all the discs. That would have taken forever. But they're all will play all the way through. None of them are completely boogered, or they wouldn't be in the collection. So 2 left. These were my 2 favorites, and these are the ones I had when I was a kid from back in the day. This one I think was one of the second or third games I bought, and this was the reason why I couldn't really save anything else to my hard drive. Dune. I don't know if you all are into kind of like a Risk board game kind of game where you're trying to take over the whole of an area, kind of like Nambuga's Ambition or something. That's what this was. You were trying to take over the whole planet and run the spice trade. This game I owned at one point over half the planet, and this one's off the hinges, but I owned over half the planet, and something happened. I think I tried to transfer my game from the hard drive to the backup cart, and I erased it somehow, and I was so pissed that I never went back and played this game. But I remember putting a lot of time into this, and that I really loved it when I played it. It was just too much to want to start over. Final game that I really loved, and it's because I loved the Genesis games as well. This case is a little cracked on the end, which is funny, but it is on the hinges. Shining Force CD. I remember seeing some copies of this at Circuit City as well for like $10 or $15 on clearance, and I probably should have picked up a second copy back then, even though really, you know, you don't need a second copy. See, they advertise the backup cart on there too, because you really need it. This is, if you played Shining Force, you know how it works with the strategy, you know, the map, and you guys can move so far. You know, it's fighting, but it's role-playing too. This one is almost all about the fights and no real, like, overworld exploration, which kind of bums me out, because I really love the overworld exploration in the original Shining Force and the other one. So I'm going to sign off because I really think I only got like a minute left. I don't know how many games that is. I know it's less than 100, and I know they came out with about 215 games, minus variants for the system. So I don't know if I'm going for a complete collection. I never say I am, because they're just some like Snatcher and shit that are out of reach. I saw Snatcher had 2 copies on eBay. One was $300, and one of them was supposedly new and sealed at $899. I'm not going to pay $300 for a used copy. I'm just not going to do it. If I can find one for around 100 or less, maybe. But I don't know. So, anyway, folks, signing off. Sandamtod here. Hope you dug that Lost Spray, because I don't plan on doing it again anytime soon. So, That is the Sega CD. I have my Model 1 and Model 2 on the shelf, and we're going to call it a night. So thanks for stopping by, folks, and see you next video.